Hey guys, John Bergsman here from Fisherman's Digest. We're gonna have a great few reports today. We've got warming weather and it seems like fishing is just blowing up everywhere. We're not over the bridge yet. They're still battling some outgoing ice. But today we're gonna talk about 3 great ports in way different parts of the state. We're gonna open up with a Monroe fishing report from Tacklebox Joey. Then we're gonna move up to Alpena. Captain Steve Hubert from Chum Bucket Sport Fishing has got awesome reports coming, early season Alpena. We're gonna flip to the complete other side of the state. South Haven's been on fire, but I'm telling you, with warming weather, Holland to Saugatuck is gonna be the place to be for coho salmon. So let's get started. So Tacklebox Joey, Dan Woodward from Blue Line Sport Fishing, Nick Dode from Real Live Action Sport Fishing, they're all working the Monroe area, the Michigan waters of Lake Erie, and it has been productive now for several weeks. Now, as everybody knows, the Detroit River is happening, and I'm not really gonna talk about that because there's so many boats on the Detroit River that it's really pointless to add any more to it. What a lot of guys have got to understand is as those fish spawn, they dump right out into Lake Erie and they run that Michigan shoreline around the corner past Maumee and then off towards Port Clinton. And there is awesome fishing going on there, even in shallow water. So you get those little bit windy days where the wind is at all from the west. You can still fish Monroe very easily. Lots of fish in 10, 12, 14, 16 feet of water, not very far from shore. Of course, you've got fish out to 20 feet of water too, but you know, being close to shore is not a bad thing right now. Big crankbaits, Tacklebox Joey tells me, big crankbaits are working great. 1.5 to 1.7, just depends a little bit on the mood of the fish in each day. You get a little bit nicer warming day, a little bit more speed isn't a bad thing. Contrasting colors, looking for stained water. Contrasting colors meaning like a white base with a red head or a antifreeze base with a purple head. You know, just real sharp contrasts on your baits is what's getting the bites. Now, you can fish this from basically the mouth of the Detroit River all the way around and all the way through Ohio. Truthfully, we'll talk about Port Clinton in another report. But all the Michigan waters are in play. The fishing has been great. If you have contrasting big crankbaits at the right speed, send a spread out there, maybe start 5-6 feet down, which is 20, 25 foot back, and go 5 foot increments, go a 20, a 25, a 30, a 35, a 40, you know, however many guys you got in the boats, just keep skipping back 5 feet at a time, and you'll find that zone where those fish are in, and you'll have a great day.
WavePro high-performance boat pedestals eliminate bottoming out and back-jarring impacts. Now available the 2.0 version and slider seat hubs. The best in air shock technology provides a controlled return to keep you on your seat. Fast and easy to install with permanent mounts or movable hubs for quick and easy seat placement in 10 to 16-inch models. WavePro high-performance boat pedestals, best ride on the water. Online at waveproshock.com.
So hey, next report coming to you from the Alpena region. Now, Captain Steve Hubert from Chum Bucket Sport Fishing, his daughter Avery from Chummy 2. I tell you what, they've got both boats ready to go. The fishing is already going up there. Steve just sent me, you're gonna see these pictures coming across your screen. This is from just a couple days ago. Really good fishing is going on. If you like limits of early season lake trout with a good chance of an Atlantic or a coho or a steelhead, they're in Thunder Bay, so they're right in Alpena right now, fishing from the mouth of the river all the way out to Thunder Bay Island and the main point. So there's lots of fish to be had, and as the water warms, you know, you're gonna get real good activity. So give Steve a call. He's got running a spread right now. He's fishing 40 to 60 feet of water. Running a spread of coppers and divers have been the most productive. He's not really into the riggers yet because, of course, in 40 to 60 foot of water, really don't need riggers all that much. He'll drop them down just as a indicator to him to tell him when that bite is starting, but he hasn't had a lot of activity on him yet. Running a lot of 50 coppers, 75 coppers, 125 coppers, and the 200 coppers later in the day. Divers in the mid-depth have been working. Everything has been on Dreamweaver Super Slims. Basically anything that's got orange on it or gold base. On the real sunny days, you can go to the silver base spoons and stay with the orange colors. That's gonna put fish in the boat there in Thunder Bay. So again, Chum Bucket Sport Fishing Charters, both Steve and Avery's boats are ready to go and they're taking people out.
We all want to keep moving, and we all need fuel to do it. Now, with the revolutionary FlowFast system, you can fuel up and keep moving from literally anywhere. FlowFast will pump or siphon an amazing 8 gallons per minute so you can get back to what you do best. To find out more about FlowFast, go to flowfast.com. FlowFast. Fuel up. Keep moving.
So hey, we're gonna flip over. This report is coming out of Holland. So Zach Biker, he's the manager over the Outdoorsman Sports Shop there in Jenison, Michigan, and they have a guide service there, the Outdoorsman Guide Service, where they run a big boat on Lake Michigan. They run river trips up in the Manistee River, on the Grand River, and the Muskegon River. They've got different guides that are all employed by them because the Outdoorsman, you might not know this, owns multiple different tackle shops around the West Michigan area. And so this guide service is a really needed thing to help get the customers out on the water who don't either own boats anymore, or maybe it's not a river boat and they want to go river fishing. So Holland-Saugatuck. We've had big west winds this week, Monday and Tuesday, and that's going to do a lot of dirtying of the water right on the shoreline from Holland to Saugatuck, which is a good thing. When you're coho fishing from pierhead to pierhead, let's say you put out of Holland and just turn and go in, you know, do a south troll, or if you're facing a south wind, maybe run down to Saugatuck, spin around and do a north troll if you want to troll with the wind. You'll want to be in 20 to 30 feet of water for this next week or so. The fish have been really tight. You can push out to 40, don't get me wrong. You're looking for that perfect stained water line. You don't want to be in clean water. You want to be in stained water. And that's why the big Monday, Tuesday west winds are so important. They kind of churned up all that shoreline water. And then when it lays down a little bit and the water temperature starts to go up with the sunshine that we're gonna have starting on Wednesday, that's gonna be game on for coho salmon, brown trout, even Lakers and kings mixed in that shallow water. So find that perfect color water. It's gonna be between 20 and I'd say 45 feet of water. You're gonna be setting a spread of flat lines out with either Walleye Nation Creation Junior Square Bills, thin fins, type of bait. There's lots of different variations of thin fins out there. I know the Strong Outdoors makes a really nice one that we used last week with good success. And I'll tell you what, you just got to put a spread of them out there. Oranges, yellows, brown trout color, the shiny brown trout color. All of them work good. You're setting them typically between 50 and 100 behind your offshore boards. Again, same thing. Maybe, let's say you got 4 guys in the boat and you're gonna run 12 rods, you're gonna run 6 flat lines, 3 on each side, and just stagger the leads. Maybe throw a couple of 1 colors out there or a couple of 2 colors, depending on if you're deeper, a couple of 3 colors. You could also chuck a diver down on either side if you're looking for something a little deeper. Really don't need riggers at this time of the year, and that's why it's so good for small boats. So get out there from Holland to Saugatuck, put your boat in the water, have some great time, and catch all the steelhead, not steelhead, coho, a mix of a couple of steelhead. You might see a brown trout or 2, you might see a king or 2. You're gonna have a good time is what you'll have.